Welcome. Today we're having an honest conversation about relationships, their beauty and the subtle ways they can unravel. We often imagine relationships end with dramatic events, but more often it's the small, unnoticed habits that quietly erode trust and love. These toxic patterns can drain even the strongest bonds before we realize what's happening. My goal is to help you recognize these behaviors, understand their emotional impact, and see the long-term consequences if left unchecked. We'll explore 8 toxic habits not to blame but to foster awareness and growth, because you deserve a relationship that builds you up, not one that slowly breaks you down. Let's start with criticism, not the helpful kind, but the relentless nitpicking and fault-finding. You always, or you never. These words chip away at self-esteem, turning home into a place of anxiety. Over time, you internalize the criticism, second-guess yourself, and feel inadequate. You walk on eggshells, trying to avoid the next jab, losing your sense of safety and authenticity. Instead of partnership, it becomes a performance, seeking approval instead of acceptance. Emotional safety erodes, and love cannot thrive where fear lives. Intimacy fades, replaced by judgment and distance. The person who once cheered you on becomes your harshest critic, leaving only doubt behind. Stonewalling is when one partner shuts down during conflict, building an emotional wall. It's more than cooling off. It's a refusal to engage, leaving the other person feeling invisible and unimportant. This silence is filled with rejection, making the partner question their worth. The cycle punishes the one seeking connection, teaching them that vulnerability is pointless. Communication breaks down, issues go unresolved, and resentment grows. The wall meant to protect ends up imprisoning both partners. Intimacy cannot survive in a landscape of silence. Gaslighting is psychological manipulation that makes you doubt your own reality. It sounds like that never happened, or you're too sensitive, twisting your memories and feelings. Over time, you question your sanity, lose trust in yourself, and become dependent on the gaslighter's version of events. This tactic is about control, not love. Gaslighting destroys trust, both in your partner and in yourself. It leaves deep emotional scars and a long road to healing. Healthy relationships require mutual respect for each other's perceptions. Gaslighting poisons that foundation, leaving only confusion and pain. Healthy love is a partnership of equals, but controlling behavior turns it into a hierarchy. Control can be subtle, monitoring your phone, isolating you from friends, or dictating your choices. It shrinks your world, erodes your independence, and breeds resentment. You lose your sense of self, becoming a character in someone else's story. True love sets you free to be yourself, not locked in a gilded cage. Controlling behavior kills individuality and partnership. Eventually, resentment explodes or spirit implodes. Either way, love cannot survive. Mistakes happen in every relationship, but growth depends on accountability. When one partner refuses to own their actions, offering only excuses or blame, trust collapses. Genuine apology means acknowledging harm, expressing remorse, and committing to change. Without accountability, every hurt remains unrepaired, and cracks spread through the relationship. The hurt partner is left exhausted and alone, forced to absorb pain or fight endless battles. Repair becomes impossible and growth stalls. Accountability is the foundation of trust and healing. Without it, relationships stagnate in cycles of hurt and blame. A little jealousy can seem flattering, but toxic jealousy is about fear and control, not love. It shows up as suspicion, accusations, and constant monitoring, turning daily life into a minefield. You start to withdraw, change your behavior, and lose your sense of freedom. Possessiveness isolates you, replacing trust with anxiety and resentment. The relationship becomes suffocating, joyless, and rigid. Jealousy doesn't protect love, it destroys it from within. Trust is the oxygen of healthy connection. Without it, love cannot breathe. Boundaries define who we are and protect our well-being. In healthy relationships, partners honor each other's limits, privacy, space, and autonomy. Disrespecting boundaries, snooping, pressuring, or dismissing your needs signals a lack of respect. Repeated violations make you feel unsafe and unseen, eroding your sense of self. You may stop setting boundaries to avoid conflict, losing your identity and building resentment. True intimacy requires safety and respect for each other's lines. Without boundaries, relationships become power struggles, not partnerships. The silent treatment is a deliberate withdrawal of communication to punish or control. Unlike stonewalling, it's premeditated and deeply wounding, leaving you feeling invisible and desperate. The pain of being ignored can make you abandon your needs just to restore connection. This tactic manipulates bypassing healthy conflict resolution. Over time, it destroys intimacy and teaches that love is conditional. The cycle of silence and frantic repair leaves no room for real healing. Love should never be used as a weapon. As we close, reflect honestly. Do any of these patterns feel familiar? Awareness is the first step toward change, not a reason for shame. Everyone deserves a relationship built on respect, safety, and support. If you recognize these toxic cycles, know that help is available, and seeking it is an act of strength. Thank you for joining this conversation. Your willingness to grow is powerful. Let's support each other on the journey to healthier, more loving relationships.